Hello, my friends, and welcome to What's Up. I'm John Petersen from the Arlington Institute, and we're coming to you from Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, our little resort town in the Appalachian Mountains, just down the road from Washington and Baltimore. And we get together like this every couple of weeks, Gregg, Braden, and I, to just chat about whatever is on our mind. So, Gregg, what's up, my friend?
Hey, John, it's good to see you. I am coming to you from our studio just outside of Santa Fe. And, there are so many things that we could talk about today, so many directions we could go. As you know, I'm a systems thinker. I tend to back off and look less maybe at the specifics and more of the implications. What do they mean? One thing that I am seeing that is really accelerating is the release of information that is discrediting previous information upon which people's belief systems have been based. And the effect of that, and I'm seeing it here in my little community, my rural community in northern New Mexico, people just feel like they've got emotional whiplash. They don't know what to believe. And while a lot of people, and especially my new age friends, they say, oh, this is what this age is all about when all of the truth is revealed. And I think there's probably something to that. Now, I also, because of my relationship with the intelligence community and the Cold War efforts, in the 80s, I'm beginning to believe more and more that the release of the information that discounts the previous information is timed, it is planned, it is not just
Right.
spontaneous whistleblowers. So I went back, did a little research. I know you worked with some of these people, John, back in your time in the industry.
Yeah.
There was a statement that CIA Director William Casey made, and I'm going to read it so I've got it accurately here. He says, William Casey said, "We will know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false." Well, I think we may have reached that point, but my concern is when you reach the point where the public, what they do believe is false, what happens next? And what I see happening is it's not that what they believe is false, it's that they don't believe in anything any longer. And I think that is fertile ground for a revolution in society. That not necessarily a kinetic revolution, although it could be, but definitely a revolution in terms of the way that we think ourselves and the trust that we have. So we're seeing this now, the banking system. We've lost trust in the banking system. We're losing trust in the financial system. On today is, what is the date today? I think it's the 4th of May. This morning, we had video fed into the YouTube feeds of a drone attack supposedly on the Kremlin. And almost immediately, the reports came out that this is a false flag, that this is AI, that it's staged. People don't know what to believe. Is Ukraine winning or losing the war against Russia? People don't know what to believe. So I'm seeing, I think that what Casey is talking about, where everything the American public believes is false, we may have passed that, and we may now be into the era. It's not about what we believe; it's about the loss of the trust and everything that we used to believe. So I want to know your thoughts on that.
I've thought about that a good bit. My guess is that they've done such a good job of convincing people that what isn't true is true, that when it becomes clear that they've been hustled, taken advantage of, that there is a giant social, psychological explosion, and like you suggest, that comes out of this. In my kind of way of thinking, this could easily be the catalytic event. I think that there is by the way, a key catalytic event. There's something that pushes this over. This is just not gradually get up to, and so there's something that happens that suddenly everybody says enough. And what they say is the the remote viewers have said, some of them, is that it all keys around this whole idea of trust and betrayal, and that people suddenly realize, and by the way, the dynamic, it seems to me, is it probably is something like this. There is one thing that just the secrets are revealed. It becomes clear they've lied to us and they've done it. And then what people start doing is start working their way around and say, well, what did they lie about that? What did they lie about that? And what? And suddenly you work your way a cascade into a space where you just like you say, no.
Well, that is one of the dangers. And then I in my my modeling in my mind, I take this to the next step. What happens when something occurs that is truly an emergency, that truly we need to unite against, and we're made aware of that, and nobody believes it? It's
That's
you know, the
right.
crying of the wolf.
Colin Wolf, right?
We may have surpassed the point where everything we believe is false. I think that has been happening, and I think we're moving into this era. And I'm assuming CIA, if this is part of the disinformation campaign, that they now have planned for the next stage. Once everything people believes is false, and you've accomplished that goal, what's next? What is the next step in this whole vision?
Yeah, well, there's the wild card in all of this is probably the AI proliferation of this AI capability, which is now just working its way around in primarily in terms of creative things, coding and writing and what other kinds of stuff. But there's a place, this is exponential. It gets smarter every day or every minute. Yeah. And there's a place out here where it could, there's a very interesting wild card scenario, and that is that it could be the vehicle for kind of opening up, finding things that everybody's been trying to keep quiet or secret, and exposing this kind of stuff that the thing that in the back of my mind is, how do they control that? If they think, is this really kind of potentially out of control, or is there a mechanism that they've anticipated that it allows them to maintain the narrative or whatever? And if they do, that is not generally understood within the leadership of the IT and the AI community, because you've got all these, dozens of people all standing up saying, wait a second, stop, because we don't know where this is going.
I did a little experiment last week with ChatGPT and asked about the causes of climate change. And it's a perfect example of where the AI, as good as it is giving those answers through the bias that is programmed into the AI. And so what ChatGPT told me, it was from the human generation of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions. And that's what it gave me. Now, whether it learns that there are other potentials, it didn't say anything about the sun, didn't say anything about Earth's core, right, or the mantle, or anything. So I think that's how you use the AI you program the bias into the AI. Well, I think it can't go on forever, John. I feel like we are on a countdown, and I think something's going to give, and I think it's going to give.
We got a plan. We got a plan for that. We got to build a contingency plan. We got to work on, where we're going to be coming out of the back end of all of this.
Well, that's why I love what the Arlington Institute does. I love our transitions talks where we get to reach a lot of people. I love our quartet conversations where, honestly, we're getting a lot of feedback on quartet. People appreciate us approaching topics that other people don't want to touch because they're afraid of getting deplatformed. So these are honest conversations about things that we're all facing. We might as well talk about them.
Yeah, I agree. That's
so
why
I
we
want
do this.
Thank you for that, John.
Somebody needs to do this. And I'm serious. If you're watching this and you know how to do AI and chat GPT and other kind of things, and you want to play around with how do we use this extraordinary new technology to drive us toward a new world, you get in touch with me. You can find me on arlingtoninstitute.org, and we'll talk about it because that would be a really interesting and useful kind of a project. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it very much. We'll see you again next 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks, John. Thank you for a good conversation. You know, these are the conversations we used to have when you'd pick me up from the airport in DC and drive to Berkeley Springs. So we will do this. We will do this in August. I will be there, and I'm thinking maybe we can set up a GoPro on the visor and we can have this live, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Something like that. Okay, great. Thanks so much, and thank you for watching, and come back and be with us. Take care.